Today we're going to take an in-depth look at the top 24 championship midfielders, from the cream of the crop to the absolute dross. So let's waste all more time and get stuck in. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. This time we're taking a look at the top 24 central midfielders out in the championship, but we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, whoa, football related, here under Wondrowski. That's right, boys and girls, we are here to take a look at the cream of the crop in midfield. Now, this is a little bit confusing. I dabbled with this and I was battering left, right, and centre without this. What do we actually mean by central midfielder? I'm not talking about the Brady Dacarinos in this world, not those attacking midfielders, whether it be in the centre or out wide. I'm talking like your midfielders, your box standard CMs, your defensive midfielders, that sort of stuff. They do the donkey work, pull the strings, and create things as well. And it's a very fine margins, and I'm sure I'm going to blur the lines and may even sway a little bit. Okay, folks, so what makes an ideal midfielder? We're talking about someone who's getting stuck in with some tackles, maybe chipping in with a few assists, and maybe even getting on the score sheet himself. So let's take a look at Hull's representative. It's Leonardo Lopez. Now, poor Hull. They sold two of their best creative midfielders in the transfer window, and they're stuck with a bit of a hodgepodge at the moment, lacking in creativity. But this is the shining light in midfielder. He is classed on FIFA as an attacking midfielder, but he's playing quite recently in a deeper role as a holding midfielder. So that's what he got the representative vote for Hull City, but he's not doing that well overall. He has only chipped in with one assist so far this season, and also on the flip side, he's only scored 2 goals along the way. He ranks quite low on the old pecking order. So to be honest with you, I don't think, despite Hull's excitement about Lopez, I don't think he's going to go anywhere at the moment. I'm putting him down at the League One category for right now. Now, just bear this in mind. This is right here, right now. For example, we're going to be taking a look at Ben Watson for Nottingham Forest. 10 years ago, he was a Premier League player. Wayne Rooney, 10 years ago, he was an elite Premier League player. And right now, we're going to be judging him here and now. What do we rate him? Their performance, their sort of ability. Next up, we have, again, another difficult one. It was for Cardiff. Will Foulkes came on in there, 26 years of age now. Just 18 games this season. I don't know the ins and the outs, if he got injured or what the deal is, or if he just struggled to break through. But in those 18 games, he's chipped in with just 21 tackles, which is quite low. And again, it's going to be low because of the amount of games that he has taken part in so far. And I'm sure if he had a good 33, 34 game season, I'm sure those tackles will be much further up. What we can determine is his pass accuracy, and Will Foulkes is 69% pass accuracy, which ranks him actually rock bottom. So it's not been the greatest start for him. But Cardiff fans do rate him quite highly, and I guess he's been a key cog in their chain. But to be honest with you, I know him from his Rotherham days, and I don't see too much to get excited about for Will Foulkes. So I'm putting him at League One at best as well. I know it's controversial. It is my opinion. I am using the stats as a backup, but ultimately it's just what I feel. So just don't get me wrong. How about this guy though? This guy is again, Nottingham Forest had some difficult plans to push forward who was going to be the selection. Obviously they are blessed with attacking midfielders, and we're going to see those tomorrow. But as in bog standard central midfielders, it was either this fella or Sam Basso, and this guy actually won hands down in my eyes, purely because of the amount of games he's chipped in with. So where is he in the old books? Ben Watson, 34 years old today. He's actually played 37 games this season. He's actually chipped in with 92 tackles, which ranks him third in the division. He's also chipped in with 1,821 passes, which again ranks him third. The rest of his stats are all top drawer in the top 10, and he's actually playing probably like he was 5-10 years ago. I think he is where he's at. His performance is upper championship, and that's where he's going to go for me, and that's going to piss a few people off, because a lot of people don't rate Ben Watson these days, but he's doing a donkey shift. That's why he's playing 37 games as a 34-year-old. If you've got the talent, you know where you're in there. Next up, we have a youngster. Yeah, we go from a veteran to a youngster. Jude Bellingham, 16 years of age, 32 games already this season. He's chipped in with 74 tackles, which is in the top 10. Top 10 is actually 7th in the books. He's actually got 2 assists, which is in the top 10 as well. His other stats aren't glowing, but you know, when he's 16 years of age, if he's playing professional football at a high grade, there's something about it. And 16 years of age, it was just like Wayne Rooney when he burst on the scene. He's going to get gobbled up, and I think he's going to get gobbled up at the end of the season, whether it is over in Germany or whether it is one of the bigger boys like Manchester United or whatever. So he is Premier League quality. I don't care what you say. Yeah, the numbers, the stats may be a little bit off. He's not even in FIFA yet. He's that young. He's that raw. But I'm putting him in upper Premier League quality because that's where he is. That's the standard that he is. Will he walk into a Premier League side and start? Probably not. But he's got the ability. He's got the skills, and that's good enough for me. Next up, though, is Alex Mowat for Barnsley. Again, he's pulling all the strings, doing all the donkey work for Barnsley, but they do continue to struggle. Mowat, on the flip side, has chipped in with 7 assists, which ranks him in the top 3 within the division, within his role. Not top 3 assists overall, but I'm just talking about within central midfielders and the ones we're taking a look at today. He's also chipped in with 1,700 passes, which is 1,754 to be exact, which is in the top 4, but his pass accuracy is 76%. Which is, according to my stats, 18th. That's not that very good, is it? So, yeah, I think you need to be a little bit better than that with your passing, especially when you're firing off that many. So he's doing well. He's doing well. He's probably one of the shining lights for Barnsley this season. Again, he goes under the radar for me. You don't really know too much about him, but the stats, it's not. Yeah, he's good with the assists and he's chipped in with a fair few bit of passes. But ultimately, he's League One bound, and that's where I'm putting him with these boys, with Volks and Lopez. Next up, we have Wayne Rooney. Now, Wayne Rooney's only been on the scene for Derby since the new year. He's 34 years of age. He's got 11 games so far, and in those 11 games, he's chipped in with 3 goals, which is out of this cluster in the top 10. That's not too shabby, is it? He's chipped in with 554 passes as well, which again ranks him low, but he's got 81% success rate, again pushing in the top 14. Again, 10 years ago, this guy would have been world class. I don't think he can operate at a Premier League standard just yet. He's probably at a standard where he is at the moment, which is upper championship. Yes, the Wayne Rooney of old would have been fantastic and probably walk this poll and walk this tier list and be up there with the likes of, I don't know who's going to be up there, maybe the Calvin Phillips of this world. But and again, he's playing out of position. Usually back in the day, well, not really out of position. He's playing in his new position, which is midfielder, holding midfielder, pulling the strings and trying to create stuff moving. So Wayne Rooney for me is upper championship. Next up, this is again on the fence here. He's known as a creative midfielder, but he's kind of seems to be more of a central role these days, kind of more involved with the passing and the delivery and the creativity. It's Tom Kearney, ex-Rover, Justin Bieber back in the day. 29 years old right now, chipping in with 33 games so far, 47 tackles, which is outside the top 10. But wherever he does shine is his passes. 1,967 passes, which is in the top 2. He's got 90% success rate with his passes, again in the top 2, and 8 goals as well this season, again in the top 2. Fulham may not be in the Premier League right now, but this kid does belong in the Premier League, even at the ripe old age of 29. So Kearney's up there with Bellingham in my eyes, no questions. Here he is, the king of the shithouse. It is flipping Sam Morsey, 28 years of age. He's the reason Bradley Dack is out for his little lash old challenge, which ripped his leg off. Was it on Boxing Day? Absolutely horrific. But, you know, would I want him in my side? Yes, of course. He does all the nasty, dirty work, and he's doing just that for Wigan. 34 games this season, 73 tackles, which ranks him in the top 10. Just 2 assists. His stats are actually pretty decent, but they're not wall beating. I think he's at his level at the moment, which is championship at best. He does represent the country of Egypt as well on an international level, so he's got the capabilities to perform at the tip of the top. I think he's just where he belongs, which is a championship at best. Next up, we have Sheffield Wednesday's representative is Sam Hutchinson, 30 years of age, 23 games this season. Again, it's quite low when you compare to the other boys who've chipped in with 35 games this season. But the Sheffield Wednesday boys on the old Facebook page wanted him in. 56 tackles, which ranks him in the 13th spot. And again, he's played 12 games less than a lot of the other ones. Just the 1 assist for Sam Hutchinson. What does he shining any other categories? Not really. He's only chipped in with 1 goal, which is quite low. But yeah, it does. You know, I'm not seeing the full story with Sam Hutchinson, to be honest with you. I think as bog standard midfielders go, when you take a look at Blackburn Rovers representative, we will see in a minute Lewis Travis. He gives you something. If it's creativity, if it's desire, if it's tackles, whatever it is, there's something about it. But Sam Hutchinson's stats don't really show what the shining light is for Hutchinson. So I'm unfortunately someone's got to go there, and I'm sticking him in the old Burnley category, which is down here now, right down below. So Hutchinson is in the shit shithouse gang. One man who won't be in the shithouse gang is this fan, Romain Sawyers from West Brom. Made the switch from Brentford, and again, Brentford's business was absolutely amazing this season. They sold Neil Maupay, and you think they would be struggling up top, but no, up steps the BMW, and they sold their midfield issues as well, selling Sawyers, and up steps Norgard, who we'll see in a minute. But Sawyers has come on to leaps and bounds in his new club, which is West Brom. 28 years of age, 33 games, 44 tackles, which isn't the best. However, what is the best is the amount of passes. 2,111 passes, which makes him number one. He's got a pass success rate of 90%. To be honest with you, I wasn't a big fan of Sawyers before the move to West Brom, and I've seen him a couple of times, or at least once this season against Rovers. Going to be honest with you, I wasn't the biggest fan, or wasn't the admirer of Romain Sawyers before he moved to West Brom, but the stats have actually shown a true light to him and his abilities, and he's actually doing tip-top, and I think he is Premier League quality, especially after this year's performance. Next up, we have Luton Town's Pelirodic Mapanzu, 26 years of age, 35 games this season, 41 tackles, which ranks him quite low. No assists for the man. I guess he does do more of the donkey work, to be honest with you. I was expecting a better performance from him this season, but the Luton fans love him. I guess they love his desire, but to me, I don't see anything that's actually a shining light in my eyes, especially, well, when you look at it from my point of view, I'm trying to see, would I take him at Blackburn Rovers? And I probably wouldn't take Mapanzu, Mowat, Folks, Lopez at the moment. Would I take Sam Morsey? Yes, I probably would. Rooney, Watson, I probably would. And the rest of the guys, of course I would. Another one I would take, bite your hand off for this fella, Lewis Wing. He's done absolute bits, 24 years of age, 34 games, 51 tackles, which is in the top 14. Just the one assist, though. He's chipped in with 1,100 passes, which is ranked 13th. He's chipped in with 7 goals, though. And again, Middlesbrough play kind of a weird sort of formation. And it's quite hard to determine who was the attacking midfielder and who was the box standard midfielder. I think he's definitely championship material. You probably even push him up here a little bit into the upper echelons, but I think right here, right now, he is championship at best, but I'd gobble him up in a heartbeat. Oh, here's a youngster for you coming out of Huddersfield, 21 years old, Lewis O'Brien, 29 games this season. He's chipped in with 94 tackles for a midfielder. That is immense. He's also chipped in with 926 passes, which is quite low, but again, he's played a few games less than the likes of Ben Watson. A good 8 games difference there. That's pretty much doubled, actually halved what Ben Watson have chipped in, so you've got to respect what Ben Watson's delivered. Besides that, he's got 2 goals to his name, and he's got 3 assists, so it's not too shabby. Again, he's one for the future, and I put him championship at best at the moment. Huddersfield Town rate him highly, and I think they've got an exciting future up ahead. He's at the right place, I think. I don't think he needs to be moving places anywhere time soon. One guy who could be playing in the Premier League, it is this guy next season. It's Calvin Phillips, rated highly by everybody across the world, especially in England anyway. And they've already pinned him into the England setup for the Euro 2021 now. So Leeds is Calvin Phillips, 24 years old, 31 games. His stats are not glowing, but they're good in pretty much all across the board. 86 tackles, which is 5th in the thing. He's got 2 assists, which is in the top 10. Passes is 1,600, which is in the top 5. Pass accuracy is 82, it's in the top 10 as well. So he's chipped in with 1 goal as well. But the guy is rave reviews across the board, and from what I've seen of him, he's got a good bit of skill between the teeth. Villa was sniffing around at the start of the season, and he could have gone there, but I'm going to stick him at the Premier League quality, and he's probably going to be playing the Premier League next season with Leeds. Next up, we have Josh Cullen coming out of Charlton, just 23 years of age, 25 games. Again, stats don't really paint a good picture, and I wasn't really spoiled for choice in midfield. They did have Johnny Williams, Ertzheimer, and Pratley, and all that kind of stuff, but the guys on the Facebook page wanted Josh Cullen to be their main man. So, but I'm just at a loss as to what he provides to the book. The stats are all lower, like top 18, top 20, something like that. It's pretty boring sort of statistics. Nothing to get off the seat of your chair. And he's going to join Sam Hutchinson down the bottom there in the old Burnley category. I don't get anything from him that sees him as anything but a shitty player, not really delivering too much. Next up, a really exciting prospect that's coming out of Reading. When I say prospect, he's 24 years of age now. It is John Swifty McSwiftster. 32 games, 41 tackles, which is not great, but what is great is his assists. He's number 1 with 10 assists, chipping in with 1,500 passes as well, which ranks him in the top 9. He's also got 5 goals, which makes him number 5, and an 82% success rate. Reading are lucky to have him at the moment. I see him playing at a higher level at upper championship for the moment. So Swifty, I see you with better things up ahead. No disrespect to to Reading. I just think there's going to be a bigger club that's going to be gobbling you up. If they lose, for example, if Calvin Phillips was to leave, maybe Swifty can come in and do a job there. You never know. Next up, we have Joe Allen coming at you from Stoke. Again, I was on the fence with who I should bring in for Stoke. It was going to be Nick Powell, but I thought, you know what? Screw Nick Powell. It's going to be Joe Allen, 30 years old, 35 games, 83 tackles, which ranks him in the top 6. He's also chipped in with 2 assists, which is in the top 10, 1,261 passes, which is top 12. He's also delivered 82% success rate, 4 goals as well, which ranks him at 6. He is a Premier League quality, but he's not there at the moment. His standard has dropped a little bit. Yeah, but he's definitely upper championship. You can't knock that, to be honest with you. So yeah, moving on, we have Millwall's Jason Malumbi, 20 years of age, 29 games, 41 tackles, but he's also chipped in with just the 1 assist. His passing is quite low, and his passing accuracy puts him in the top 6 though. It's not too shabby overall. No goals so far, but rated very, very highly, and he could go on to bigger and better things. For right now, I see him at championship at best, if I'm completely honest with you. Again, ask me in a year or so and you never know where he will be then. Next up, we have this guy is another youngster, 18-year-old Han Noah Masango from Bristol City, 18 years of age, 23 games, 30 tackles, which puts him in the top 22. Again, he's played 12 games less than some of the higher guys in there. His pass success rate is not the greatest. He's down in the top 16, 0 goals as well. He's an exciting prospect. He's not in the quality of Jude Bellingham, but right now I'm going to rate him at championship at best, purely because of the hairdo. That's right, absolute barnet. One guy's going to the Premier League, no question, and it won't be with QPR. It's Eze, Eberechi Eze, 21 years of age, 37 goals, 37 games. He's chipped in with 44 tackles, which is in the top 17. 8 assists. He's actually got 12 goals, 8 assists, which makes him in the top 2. 86% success rate with his passing, top 3, 12 goals, number 1. He's going to the Premier League, probably with Spurs, I would say, something like that. West Ham or Spurs, won't be a West Ham, but yeah, no problems there. Easy decision for me. Premier League quality. Another guy who will eventually, or possibly be Premier League quality, is Conor Gallagher. He's now his second club this season. He started the season off at Charlton, did absolute bits there. 20 years of age, 36 games, 65 tackles, which puts him in the top 10. 7 assists in the top 5. He's not doing great with his passing though, just 1,063 passes, but 77% success rate, again quite low. 6 goals, which puts him in the top 4. So he's creative. He's definitely one of those players, but I don't think he's anything but championship at best at the moment. So yes, I'm ranking him right there. Next up, we have Christian Norgard. Yep, out the door goes Romain Sawyers. In comes this fella, Christian Norgard, and done absolute bits. 26 years of age, 33 games, 87 tackles, which is in the top 4. Just the 1 assist, but he's not there to do that. He's there to do the donkey work. 1,694 passes, top 6, no goals, but the guy is a beast and a very, very good player as well. And I rank him Premier League quality, but I think he's just about where he needs to be, which is upper championship. So perhaps you would say, if you're a Brentford fan, you may have dipped down in quality just a smidge, but he's going to be there or thereabouts, isn't he, Norgard? There or thereabouts. Next up, we have another shithouse king. It is Matty Pearson. Next up, we have another shithouse king. It is Ben Pearson coming at you from Preston North End. 25 years of age, 32 games, 60 tackles, which is just in top 11. To be honest with you, the stats are a little bit bog standard for Pearson, but he just rubs you up the wrong way. I don't see anything but championship at best for this fella. So there he goes. Where's Lewis Travis? Where the Pistons Lewis Travis? And finally, there he is, the man you've all been waiting for. It is Lewis Travis. Now, my main man, Lewis Travis, gets the nod over the likes of Stuart Downing, Bradley Johnson, that sort of stuff. We're not talking Bradley Dacarino, and I don't think I'm actually going to include him in any of these polls because he's injured and he hasn't had a full season to show what he's worth about. But my main man, Lewis Travis, 22 years of age, 35 games, 93 tackles, which is top 2. He doesn't get the goals or the glory or the assists, even though he's chipped in with a fair bit as well. 2 assists. How many goals has he got? 2 goals this season, which ranks him in the top 15. But the guy's desire, grit and determination has him playing at he will play at a Premier League level. I know that for sure. Right now, I think I kind of dipped out yesterday with Darren Lenihan, but this kid is upper championship, and to be honest with you, we're lucky to have him. He goes under the radar, like for example, the likes of Swifty Boy goes under the radar, Norgard as well. We've got a gem on our hands there, Lewis Travis, and the longer we have him, the longer people don't know much about him, the longer we can keep him. Anyway, folks, that is my opinion opinion of the top 24 Championship central midfielders. Get your own thoughts and opinions in the old comment section down below. And again, I did do this with the help and advice of the old Facebook pages out there, so it's not purely all mine, but I'm going to give you my opinion of it. Tomorrow, we're going to take a look at the attacking midfielders. We're talking those guys in the number 10 roles, the Bradley Dacks, if he was fit, the wingers, those sort of players, the Lee Tomlins, that sort of jazz. We've got it all here, babies, under one roofski. So make sure you check that sucker out. Be sure to bang the thumbs up, bang the subscribe. I've got a whole host of videos coming at you to the channel in this football drought, so make sure to come out and check it all out on a daily basis. Until then, again, check out the description, links to my other social media platforms on the Twitter, Facebook, and of course, the Patreon. If you want to become patrons of the channel, that's the place to go. Patreon.com/Roverseas. And a big shout out to the 10. You know who you are in the Magic Gang. Respect to your brothers. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.